And happening right now, Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman and Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine are holding a joint press conference to discuss emergency preparedness measures as Hurricane Erin creates dangerous conditions on Long Island beaches. Let's listen in.
We are getting the remnants, as I said, of Hurricane Erin, which again, coastal flooding, coastal erosion. We are preparing for that. At this time, I am not anticipating that I will have to make an evacuation order in Nassau County. I want to just remind people that just in case, if you live along the shore or at a low-lying area, please make sure that you have water, have a plan to leave. God forbid we should have to make that determination, have a place to go, keep non-perishable food and manual can openers available. In case there's a power outage, make sure you have flashlights and batteries. Do not use candles. Please do not use candles. Chief Utaro has reminded me many times that those are big fire hazards. Stay in touch by monitoring the internet and your radio and your television. If you have power, if you don't have power, we will send out people in the event that there is an evacuation. But I want to stress at this time, there are no thoughts of an evacuation. But again, it's Mother Nature. It could change. And therefore, out of abundance of caution, we just want to remind people to be prepared. Take care of your pets. We see we've got a Paws of War dog here. Is that Daisy? Daisy's a great little puppy. And basically, make sure you take care of your pets as well. Make sure that they are inside. As you can see, we've already gotten some wind here on Long Island, so we got to look out for downed power wires, down branches that could prevent problems. You can go to our website, nassaucountiny.gov, for phone numbers that are important, but I'll go through them real quick right now. Our OEM number is 516-573-9600. If there's a down power line, call PSE&G at 800-490-0075. If it is an emergency and it is a dangerous situation, dial 911. Okay? Don't dial 911 for a weather update. Dial 911 if there is an emergency. I also want to announce that Let's Sing Taylor concert at Eisenhower Park is on, as well as the opening act, which is the Sabrina Tribute Band. That will start at 7 p.m. sharp tonight. So I just want to thank my friend and my colleague, Ed Romaine, for working together. We share information. We share intelligence regarding changes in the weather and the conditions. We also have mutual aid agreements with Suffolk County between our police departments, our firefighters. I want to thank our firefighters for, again, stepping up to the plate. And they do an amazing job in situations like this. But we work together. We work in conjunction. So if there is an event, let's say, that is isolated on the east end of Suffolk County, Ed will call me up and say, I need some help. If I have a situation on the western part of Nassau County and I need help, I'll call Ed for help. We have a great working relationship with Suffolk County. We share assets, we share information, and we look at this as regional issues and as a Long Island issue. As you know, we are an island that shoots out into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, starting in Nassau County, and of course, Suffolk County, which is about 100 miles out in the middle of the ocean. So it's a lot of territory that we're responsible for. But we have, again, a very good working relationship. We've been friends for years, and we have open lines of communication. At this time, I would like to thank Ed for joining me today. Again, this was planned ahead of time. It just happened to have a hurricane happen, so it makes it even more poignant why we're here today. The great Suffolk County Executive, Ed Romaine.
Thank you. Well, it's my pleasure to join with Bruce and Nassau County we are going to work together on all things, including hurricane preparedness. This could not be more current than it is today. Yes, this hurricane avoided us. Yes, at the last moment it turned east. But had it turned west, this is some serious storm, and that's posed a danger. As my staff can tell you, where's Michael? Okay. I was out at Shinnecock yesterday, standing there, and as the wave broke, it broke right over me. So I know exactly the force of those high waves and what they can do. We have closed all of our county beaches except Mashut, which is Mashut Beach is on Peconic and therefore not as threatened. But Cupsog, Smith Point, and other parks that we have, we are closing. We've got eyes in the sky, too. But we are working very closely with Nassau County on this. A hurricane poses a tremendous threat to this island. We're an appendage of New York State that shoots out into the ocean. What are we going to do with all the trees and bushes that come down? And I have a very clear message for LIPA, which is they should start putting money in each and every year to bury their lines so that over a period of the next 10 or 20 years, most of the lines are buried. I'd be remiss if I did not mention Legislator Donnelly, Legislator Dominic Thorne, and my legislator from Huntington, who are doing a great job, Stephanie Bontempi, doing a great job. They are my support system. I'd like to mention Rudy Sunderland. Rudy, give a wave. He's director of our emergency services. He was out there yesterday as the wave was washing over me at Shinnecock. So we are concerned about erosion, about flooding, particularly along our ocean beaches and in Fire Island and in Montauk. So this hurricane, way offshore, is doing enough damage. Particularly, we're worried about high tide tonight, about 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight, and what that's going to do to our South Shore. But we are joined with Nassau in working to make sure that we respond to things. And by the way, that applies to public safety, not only for hurricanes, for police, and for regional planning. We all are lobbying for our fair share of state and federal dollars to improve transportation on the island. And anyone that's driven our roads knows exactly what I'm talking about. So today we stand, if I have a message, it's would remind everyone in Suffolk to text Suffolk SMART, which is 67283, 67283. Text that so that you can sign up for Suffolk Alerts. And also consider downloading Smart 911 app on your cell phone to create a profile so that emergency responders have immediate access to you. Right now, we have about 30,000 residents signed up. We'd love to see as many people as possible signed up so they can stay in touch, and if they have a problem, they can get back to us. So we're prepared for this hurricane as best we can. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but it will create erosion. It will create flooding. It will threaten Fire Island and some of our ocean beaches, but we are prepared to deal with that. We have about 10,000 cubic yards of sand ready at the end of Dune Road to deal with any breaches because we may get a breach of the ocean into our bay. We're very concerned about that. So Nassau and Suffolk, slightly different counties, but joined. We're one island. We're going to work together. We're going to put our resources because we are stronger together than we are separate. And I will work very closely, as will my legislators that are here. Give a wave, guys. Legislators, these are the guys that make things happen in Suffolk. So thank you, and thank you, County Executive Blakeman, for your leadership. So appreciated.
I just hope my legislators aren't at the beach. Any questions?
No, in some cases, you do.
You said it, I didn't.
Not for me.
Any questions? Well, all right, so let's look at this high axle vehicle. Let's say there was no flooding in Nassau County, but there was flooding in Suffolk County. If Ed called me and said, hey, I could use a high-axle vehicle, I'm going to send it. If I needed help from him, if I needed technology or equipment or hands on deck, he would give it to me, or police, he would give it to me. You want to comment on it?
Yeah. We're going to work together. We're going to look at all of our resources. And if I got a call from Bruce and said, look, we're having a problem, we could use additional police or whatever, we're going to do that for an emergency. And we have the ability as county executives to declare emergencies. And doing that allows us to do a couple things that normally we couldn't do in an emergency. And we will respond to emergencies. We will deal with that, and we will make sure that Nassau has, and I'm sure Nassau will make sure Suffolk has, all the resources we need to stay as safe as possible and protect our people. Public safety is the first obligation of any government. So we know that. We're going to work together to ensure that, and we're going to keep people on Long Island, in Nassau and Suffolk, safe, and we will work.
Do you anticipate calling an emergency at all tonight or tomorrow morning?
It's something we're considering in Suffolk as far as Fire Island is concerned. As far as Fire Island. Right now, no. But if conditions get worse, if the storm turns in any way, if it poses a threat, and we think about it. Because with Fire Island, only a declaration of emergency will get us to evacuate that island. And we've had those emergencies before where we try to evacuate the island so people aren't stuck there in a bad storm with flooding, winds, rains, and ocean breaches. And we've had the ocean breach. Several of our Fire Island, and we had breaches at Mauritius Inlet. We had 2 breaches at Cupsog in the last hurricane and Sandy. So we're concerned about breaches and washovers. And we've had several washovers since that time in parts of Fire Island. So we are concerned about that. It doesn't seem that it's something that's imminent now, and we'll wait. Our decision would be made sometime later this afternoon because high tide for us is around between 7 and 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, and we'll get an indication. High tide in Nassau County will be approximately 6 p.m., so we'll get an indication. At this time, I don't anticipate declaring an emergency, but we monitor it on a real-time basis, hourly basis, and as both Ed and I have said many times, it's Mother Nature, and it's unpredictable, and you never know if it could take a turn this way at the end of its path. So we're monitoring it, and if things change, we'll reevaluate at that time. Anything else? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
This has been breaking news.